Hello there everybody, and welcome to this feature presentation on YouTube. I am King Mac, your hamburger pal. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to enjoy a hot fresh cheeseburger along with some delicious golden french fries, a tasty milkshake, and a nice soft drink. Also be sure to grab some hot buttery popcorn while you're at it as you enjoy this episode of TTBurger Game Reviews on YouTube.
Hello everybody, welcome back. You're watching TTBurger Game Reviews here on YouTube, and I'm your host Tony, bringing you more PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and PlayStation 4 game reviews and more here on YouTube. And we are back with my Tomb Raider series review. This is episode 261, part 3 of 6 parts. And we have a lot to talk about here as Lara Croft is back with some more gaming action here. We have a lot to talk about here, so let's get started. And we're talking about the original Tomb Raider series that started it all. Not talking about the Legends series or the Rise series. Those are reboots and those are not as fun as the original ones and stuff. And we have a lot to talk about here to dive into Lara's third adventure. But before we can even get started here, I want to give a shout out to Free Green HD and Sub-Zero MNX for King Mac. Along with Set the Typer Lamnia, Brickles to Stateside, Megs, Black Healer Griffin Puff, along with Homie RJ, Algojiwa, Rockstar Fool 69, Red Hood Assassin, the Sensational Gent, Desert Cody 22. And I also want to give a shout out to my buddy JJ Jaguar A9, who's a friend I know in real life, who recently became a father, and him and his wife are doing well with their baby girl. So I want to give a shout out to them, and he's also a Tomb Raider fan as well. So JJ Jaguar A9, hope you are doing well. But now we have to talk about the third game in the Tomb Raider franchise. Before we even get started here with episode 261, part 3 of 6, let's go back here with another Tomb Raider Lara Croft style TTBurger recap to show you all what you missed. That took a look at Tomb Raider 2 starring Lara Croft for the PlayStation and gave it an 8.5 out of 10 because it was a better game overall, but there were still death traps and stuff that were very annoying, and the controls were still stiff, and there was less story, and Lara barely talked here this time and stuff. But yeah, well, I know that's kind of nitpick there, but still, it's a fun game overall, so especially with how you can drive vehicles and go to the Tibet area and stuff more. Definitely worth it for sure. But now we're going to go to the third game in the Tomb Raider franchise, and when this game was announced around the time the Tomb Raider movie room was going around, they were having a contest on which actress should play as Lara Croft, and we all know the winner of that was Angelina Jolie. I remember having this book and about Tomb Raider 3 and more, and I was excited, and I could not wait for it to come out. I followed the articles and the books and commercials like crazy, and I was ready for the next thing to come out to talk about right now, and we got it right here. This is Tomb Raider 3, Adventures of Lara Croft, for the PlayStation, PC, and Mac, and it was first released on November 20th, 1998 on the PlayStation and for Windows, and released on October 19th, 1999 for the Macintosh operation system. Look at the PlayStation version, it's the only version I have. Now, after following the trailers and magazine ads and commercials and more, I was highly anticipating this game. I mean, we already had 2 successful games in Tomb Raider franchise in the series, and we had hope that the third game of the new Lara Croft adventure would be successful. And the game came out, and how did it turn out, you might ask? Well, the game was awesome, amazingly fun. Probably the best Tomb Raider game, if not one of the best Tomb Raider games of all time. A lot has improved here that makes this game a superb sequel in a lot of ways. Lara Croft has all her badass moves and weapons plus more. This time Lara can sprint and crouch walk and crawl and stuff like that. That was never done before, and they brought that here along with new weapons like a Desert Eagle and a rocket launcher, some new vehicles to pilot as well, but we need to continue. However, there are some issues that are holdover from last time, and some are new ones, but the game is still amazing and stuff. You'll have an amazing time for sure. Like last time, we have 2 modes of play, the main story mode and the Lara's Home mode. As always, we'll talk about the Lara's Home mode once again. Lara's Home is similar to last time, to the train mode, but it's even bigger than before, with tons of secrets and more rooms to explore. Hell, this version of Lara's Home pays homage to the first version of Lara's Home, because there are some elements of play in this mode that are in the original Tomb Raider Lara's Home, like, for example, the ballroom, it's the gym again and stuff, and you have more exercise to do, with learn how to sprint and do the crouch walk and stuff, and there are lines here that Lara says are similar to the Lara's Home in the first game. And also, you can find tons of switches to unlock more doors that leads to her basement and to her attic. And there's also this part where she has fish flying around in her little library aquarium and stuff like that, which is really cool. And the maze is a racetrack that you can find a racetrack key, and you can drive a quad bike around and stuff and try and beat your time. And also you can go to the assault course to try and beat the time as well. And Winston follows you around like last time, and you can find weapons in this version of Lara's home in the firing range, and you can shoot at Winston, and he will use the tray to defend himself, and if you knock him down, he will get back up, which is kind of funny, 'cause like people who were annoyed with Winston the butler following you around, you can get him back there. And those who play the other two versions of Lara's home will be in for some cool ass surprises here. Although one complaint I have is that the lighting in Lara's home in this version seems pretty dark. Like she has no electricity in her house, and of course, like she has the fireplace is going on like crazy, and it's sure it's either sunset or sunrise here, but it can look a little dark compared to how bright Tomb Raider 2 starring Lara Croft's Lara's home was there and stuff. And that's pretty much what I say about Lara's home, and there's a lot to do there. And once you exit that gate, now it's time for our third adventure. You go out, and it's time for the main game. And we have the main story mode here, which we'll talk about right now. The story starts off millions of years ago, after the time of the dinosaurs, where a meteor crashed on Earth, surviving the Earth's atmosphere, impacting the warm climate of Antarctica at the time. The first people to discover this land were the Polynesian tribe. Despite the freezing conditions of Antarctica, there was an abundance of life, and the Polynesian tribe settled there, worshipping the meteorite crater for powers that it held. Generations later, catastrophic events forced them to flee in terror, which takes us to present day, where the area is being excavated by a research company called the RX Tech, who are picking up strange readings from the area where the meteorite impacted, where they uncover the body of a sailor from Charles Darwin's voyage on the Beagle, where we learn a few of his sailors explored the area of the crater where the meteor hit. RX Tech also started to take interest in other parts of the globe where the sailors traveled, following a journal entry where they died, and more. One of the places in the journal was India, where Lara Croft is currently searching for the legendary Infada artifact, unaware of its true history and nature. She only knows it was supposed to hold great powers and has been revered by tribes throughout years to come. And little does Lara Croft know, she'll discover a lot more than what she originally inspired. The story is really deep, probably one of the best stories in the Tomb Raider franchise. It is much deeper, not paper thin like in Tomb Raider 2. And Lara talks more, and she converses with more characters here, which was cool because she barely talked, only talked in like 3 cutscenes or so. One of them that broke the fourth wall at the end and stuff too. And traverses all over the world, such as England, United States, South Pacific Islands, and more. I feel like this is the ultimate Tomb Raider story for sure. And of course, because Lara talks more too, definitely really worth it. The presentation of Tomb Raider 3 Adventures of Lara Croft, fantastic graphics and improved from last time. Tomb Raider 3, when it was first released, looked amazing, and still does at the time, but the graphics were so good in our eyes. We thought this was realistic, like they looked like real people, and you could not get any better than this. The character model, especially Lara Croft, looked great, and anime made better than last time. No blockiness to the character models and the other stuff. The anime made very fluidly and smoothly. And seeing Lara in new costumes is awesome too, because she has a variety of costumes she wears. Same with the frame rate, very, very smooth. The cutscenes the game presents with are excellent, and there are more cutscenes than last time, with a combination of pre-rendered cutscenes that look amazingly detailed, and the in-game cutscenes are also amazing. The only problem with the cutscenes is that the in-game cutscenes, the audio is slightly out of sync for some reason. It does show when she adjusts around, before the voice acting plays or after it plays, and the way her gunfire stuff, it's out of sync. And and also in the pre-rendered cutscenes, the audio is kind of a little low. We have to turn the volume up on your TV and stuff. But that's a little nitpick there. The enemy models are awesome. More variety in enemies. Like you have snakes that can poison you. Yikes! And you got you got tigers and stuff. You got human enemies too. That they'll take you down and stuff too. And they are very, very, very intense. And yikes! Especially the snakes. And you have snakes. I don't like snakes, so that's the thing. The environments are very lifelike and detailed, and the weather effects look awesome, same with the weapon and explosion effects. The only problem with the graphics is the lighting. It's not very good. A lot of the areas are pretty dark, it makes it hard to see things. It can get you killed, especially when you're a platform. It's hard to see the platforms and more. And just it can really affect you if you're using a lot of flares and this to guide your way. And if you run out of flares, being stuck in the dark is not very fun, especially because you have to be forced to save and do the same part over and over again because of that. Tomb Raider 3 Adventures of Lara Croft sound is excellent and improved sound. The voice setting is top notch. Judith Gibbons returns to voice Lara Croft, does an excellent job voicing her here. Hell, Judith Gibbons also voices one of the villains, Sophie Liu, who actually looks like a Lara Croft but with blonde hair. No joke. And Simon Green now voices a character called Bob and other characters too. The weapons sound better, more realistic too, especially the Desert Eagle and the Uzis and the rocket launcher. The music is amazing, but like the last 2 games, It only plays for like very shortly and then stops, so you won't be able to hear the sounds and the music, I mean. And the main menu theme is pretty cool. Combination of both the last two Tomb Raider games, the main theme start, and it sounds awesome. And like I mentioned, the pre-runner cutscenes, the sound is very quiet, where it's hard to hear them at times talking. And you have to force to turn the volume on your TV, only to force to turn it back down and stuff that. So it's kind of annoying there. Tomb Raider 3 Adventures of Lara Croft's gameplay is fun and innovative and improved for the most part. Just like last time, we are Lara Croft going through these areas where we jump and platform, shoot the enemies, most importantly solve puzzles to get to the next level and more. This time Lara has two new moves such as sprinting and crouch walking. Both are very cool and very helpful because Lara learns new moves makes her stronger and more powerful than before. Lara also has an arsenal of new weapons, mainly the rocket launcher, the Desert Eagle, and stuff like that. And a lot of the weapons I've returned from last time, the shotgun, your trademark pistols and stuff. The automatic pistols and magnums are not here. They're just straight for the Desert Eagle and stuff, which I wish Desert Eagle was dual wield, but hey, you can't really have them on. The grenade launchers here, and the harpoon gun and more, and they're definitely helpful here. And with the weapons have coolest designs, the two looking better than before. You also go around once again searching for hidden treasures and secrets and more, and the secrets will definitely come in handy. The flares especially come in handy to light the way due to what I mentioned earlier because of how dark it is and stuff. The controls are smoother than last time. Sure, they have tank controls, but they work smoother and better. And also, you have more vehicles this time, like a quad bike, which is used in the jungle areas mainly to like help you jump ramps and stuff like that. You have a boat and a minecart, which are very nice indeed. And Tomb Raider 3 Adventures of Lara Croft is a long game. I mean, longer than the last time, like 12 hours long. That's impressive for a PlayStation game, and some of these levels go on and on for quite a bit. And once you beat the game, you will feel sad because this game is very hard. And I had to use cheat codes once again to help me, and I know people are going to bash me for that, but believe me, this game was really hard, and I got stuck a lot. But so sue me there, but the experience of this game was phenomenal, and I never really used the word. That's how amazing the game is and was. But we have some negatives to talk about here. The difficulty may be a turn off to newcomers, and the game is very difficult, even on the first level. The game is very hard mainly due to obstacles and death traps and cheap deaths and stuff, and there's obstacles like quicksand and stuff, and oh boy, the quicksand is definitely a pain in the neck, because if you sink down too low, you will not be able to get out, and you'll be fucked, and you'll die. And you can run out of air, and then run out of health, and it's very hard to get out of the quicksand. This should have been implemented better. And the spikes and stuff like that, and there's a lot of death traps. You'll be forced to save a lot more than you should, which leads to another negative here. It's the save system. Last time in Tomb Raider 2, all you had to do was press the select button and hit save game and use the book. This time, it kind of does what the original Tomb Raider did. You need to find save crystals scattered throughout each level, but only this time, you don't go save and then one time it's gone. You collect the save crystals that are scattered throughout the area, and you are limited to how many saves you can use to how many crystals you have. If you only have like 10 saves, or crystals or so, or 5 crystals, be sure you use them wisely because you'll run out of them very fast. And some of these save crystals are located in dangerous areas that can kill you, and you need them to save, or else you'll be starting over at the beginning of the levels a lot. And it is a pain in the neck, but it's not as bad because it's not just where you gotta like we go up to the crystal like in the first Tomb Raider, and then you hit save, and then the crystal disappears. But you could find them, but still, it's annoying. Like, why would they re-include the save crystals when people did not like them in the first place? It'd be different if you had both options to save. Like, oh, if you just wanted to like save quickly while open up the book, that'd be different. But no, you don't have that. The book only does load game or exit the title or so like that, and still an issue there. The lighting in the levels is dark, and even when it is broad daylight outside, it still looks dark. The controls, while smooth, have some changes to them, like the walk button also strafes you back and forth, which can get a little annoying for those who are used to like the last two games. Another complaint is in Tomb Raider 2, you were able to press the R2 button to light a flare. Now you have to do it manually by pressing the select button going to your inventory. A little unnecessary if you ask me, and swimming feels a little awkward this time, a little stiff. Not sure why, but for some reason when swimming around, there's like these little fish that can follow you, and they could kill you somehow. I mean, I don't know how little groups of fish that can kill you. I mean, they're not sharks or anything like that, but they can take a lot of your health away, and you're going to be forced to swim out as fast as you can. And the harpoon gun won't do much help for some reason. And a lot of death traps like spikes and falling, and of course the quicksand, which can be annoying like I mentioned earlier if you fall too deep and stuff like that. And you can grab a little ledge that just save yourself if you're quick enough, but do not save in the quicksand. Do not save in the quicksand because that's like suicide for Lara Croft. I was mentioning like the audio syncage in the cutscenes and the in-game cutscenes, the sound is a little low in the pre-rendered cutscenes, but the only complaints I have with it though is still a better game than the last 2 times for sure. Final thoughts: if you enjoyed the first 2 games, Tomb Raider 3: Adventures of Lara Croft should definitely not disappoint you at all. I give Tomb Raider Adventures of Lara Croft a 9 out of 10 because of the problems I have with it, but it's still a more exciting game, more phenomenal game than last time. Sure, I got some problems here and there, but it's definitely worth owning for sure. And that's it for episode 261, part 3 of 6 of my Tomb Raider series review. Stay tuned, we're going to take a look at the 4th game, Tomb Raider: The Last Revelation, which was mainly supposed to be the last Tomb Raider game and stuff like that. How does this game fare from last time? Well, you have to find out next, which all I gotta say is it's Tony, peacing out, have a great day, and see you on my review of Tomb Raider: The Last Revelation for the PlayStation. Take care, everybody.